Questions on developing side pressure and what your thoughts are on that.
Side pressure, I believe there are so many misconceptions about side pressure in the sport of arm wrestling. I'll talk about my experiences with side pressure and what I believe now. When I first got into the sport, I was a big believer that side pressure, back pressure, side pressure. But I've come a long way since then. I initially tried to train side pressure many different ways. Well, before that, I started to use side pressure, which led to an injury, and kept me from using any side pressure for a year and a half. And then I started to develop my side pressure a lot using bands. I'd set up a band at like a right angle to the table, and I'd press, and I got it up, quite heavy. I was doing a lot of weight with side pressure. And I also tried on this table here. Okay, I had whatever kind of handle. Okay, got weight on end of a pulley here and doing something like this. Okay, side pressure. But every time that I trained it hard, I would always run into problems, and I would never be able to chart gains consistently as I can with working my muscles, because side pressure, what side pressure really is pure movement to the side, and what it comes from the body rotator, but it changes in the elbow. Okay, it's spiraling here, and then it goes through the elbow, and that's the weak part right here. And I'm not a doctor, but there's ligaments in here, something that get blown every time, get inflamed. You can't train it hard all the time. So my thoughts on side pressure. Side pressure is the last thing that should be used in an arm wrestling match. Okay, you can use hand control, you can use bicep, which may actually feel like your opponent as if you're giving side pressure, and may force them to use side pressure earlier. And the last thing that you add into your arm wrestling movement is side pressure, because when that goes, when your side pressure maxes out, that's when, if you're going full out, that's when you're going to have an injury in your elbow. So that's why I don't train side pressure, and I do not focus on it at all in my training. I focus on the muscles and everything. And it will slowly get stronger with time. I believe that arm wrestling is all about hand control, back pressure, down pressure, getting your opponent in a worse position than you. When you think about side pressure, it's just you're asking for problems.
Another follow-up question: how do you combat somebody who's attacking with pure side pressure?
Right. Okay. That's a good one. I use Jeff as my guy here. Okay. We'll go left hand. Okay. We'll go left hand. Okay. The first thing, I think there's two answers to it. Okay. Okay, the first I think answer is, first you can take his hand, okay? So if a guy's using just side pressure, he's going hard to side, okay? You could low hand top roll him or top roll him some style, okay? So you get his hand, okay? Here we go, okay? The key to still being effective, okay? Come right behind with your shoulder, because that's what a guy with good side pressure is going to do. He's going to go into a pressing motion, okay? He's using a lot of side pressure, okay? He's using a bit of tricep here right now, but to get here, he's going to have to use side pressure. Now, what happens is guys are so strong here, okay, that they'll isolate your bicep, okay, and they'll pull you down through the bicep. Do that, okay. And if I open up, this is going down, okay. If he isolates my bicep with his side pressure, oftentimes with a strong guy, the side pressure is going to be too much for the bicep. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to make it not about that. Okay, so he hits with his side pressure. I get his hand. Okay, I have to focus very much on keeping this angle small. Okay, and then I have to start pushing downwards into his hand. Okay, this way. Okay, if I can press down on him, I might have to re-grip a few times, come back up, down, until I can do something like this on my own. You know what I mean? And my side pressure will be so much more powerful than his side pressure, because of I've got hand control. I think that's answer number one. Or you got a guy who's got really good side pressure and you don't think you can take his hand. Guys are going to have a groove, okay? They're going to have a groove, like normally it's close to their body, where they can really do a nice side pressure hit to the side. So go ahead. Yeah. Okay, so sometimes a good thing to do is you can just try and separate them a bit right off the bat. So come on up, and if I can just ready, go, if I can try and drop them into a hook, okay? That might be another answer. I think answer A is better, okay, and safer, and I've had a lot of good success with it with really great pressing guys like Sylvain Perron have gotten, and I've gotten a lot of battles like this, and that this is the answer that I've found for him. Or Ron Bath, same thing. He's got unbelievable side pressure with his right, and I was able to come up and then come in once I had hand control, but never strong enough, Sylvain or Ron, to just pull right through. Never.